Morning everyone, Ray from Hike-ALOT. Are you like me and get absolutely sick of eating the same stuff on the trail? If so, I want to take you through 3 recipes today that I've started to pack out on the trail from time to time. Let's dive into 3 really fast ones. Okay everyone, for my fried rice, this is what we're going to start with here. I go through and I package them all up sort of in individual bags. I will go through occasionally and vacuum seal these things and toss them in the freezer if need be. But it's about a cup of minute rice. I do have some dehydrated peas, there's carrots in there, there's corn in there, a little bit of onion. I'm not a huge onion fan. Obviously my soy up here. And if you notice this little brown packet right here, it's actually this seasoning that I just picked up at Walmart. And so I split that about half and half. And this is usually sort of 2 big huge servings for me. I'll break them out whenever I get some. I'll split them up into 2 little packets. It's a big meal. Whenever we do dinner and stuff, we have leftover veggies and stuff, I'll always throw them in the dehydrator and pretty much dry them out as much as possible, and I use those for my backpacking meal. So the one thing you'll notice that's not in here is an egg. I don't really like the powdered eggs in the mixes and stuff, so I normally will try to go through and get farm fresh eggs, and I will take these out on the trail. And I know it's not ultralight. I'll carry the little 2 egg carriers that I think it's Coughlin that makes. I'll put a link for those down at the bottom here. I'll sneak 2 eggs into the woods with me. Doesn't weigh a lot, and it just adds that one more little aspect to it. So first thing I'm going to do is fry up my egg. Alright, so now that my egg is all scrambled up here, just make sure I chopped everything up really well. That's going to be plenty for what we're doing. So now we're going to move on to our cook pot, and that's where we're going to bring in all the goodies. Okay guys, now that we've poured in all of our rice and our veggies, I did leave out one thing from our mix, and that is 1 little cube of vegetable bouillon that I combine along with our guts. So let me add the water, get it on the boil, and we'll see where it goes. Okay, so added my bouillon, added some water. I just used a water bottle's worth, just enough to kind of cover it up, and added in the fried rice seasoning mix. And we're going to bring it to a boil, and when it comes out from a boil, I'm going to put it in my pot cozy over here and cover it up and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and we should be good. Stay tuned. Alright, now so we're coming to a boil. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off, turn the eye off. I'm going to add my eggs, add my soy sauce, and put it in the cozy. There we go. Mix all this up real nice and good. Get it all down in there. Cover this up just a bit till I can get my soy sauce open. One pack. And 2 packs. Stir it up again. Cover it up. Roll the lid back up here. And this is going to go into my cozy. Now we're going to wait for about 10 minutes. Alright, so we waited our 10 minutes. Now we're going to crack it open and see what it looks like inside. Nice and hot. Yes. Stir it up. All of our water's gone. So now I'm ready to dig in. Alright, so next up is my version of cottage pie, which is somewhat similar to like shepherd's pie, except it's not baked. Everything fits into a little Ziploc bag here, and there's actually 2 more bags inside there. One that's going to be our gravy mix, one that is going to be a sort of our dehydrated veggies and beef, and it's just whatever veggies and beef I had at the time. And then the base for it is going to be potatoes, and today I am using this Idahoan, I like the butter herb. And then the gravy mix is just a little McCormick's gravy packet. I normally take and split these in half and make 2 meals out of this because this is going to end up being a lot of food. So I'm going to go through and crack it into our bag here and get started. So I always go through and write down on the outside of it sort of what my order is, what the meal number is, what the meal name is, and then also how much water if there's something here that needs to be mixed. So first up, I'm going to go through and take out, this is our gravy. We're actually going to mix this with cold water, so I'm going to do that while our step 2 is working, which is going to be, make sure I shake all the potatoes off here. Move these over to the side so we don't get those in the way. Like I said, this is just dehydrated sauteed beef, and then there's just hamburger meat, and then some veggies. There's some peas, some carrots. There's some diced onions in there, there's some corn. But first and foremost, we're just gonna drop it in our pot here. And I'm gonna come in with enough water just to kind of cover things up. And we just want to spend a minute and rehydrate this. So I'm gonna get it on the burner here and get it fired up. Now that we've got that going, actually let's put the lid on there so we can get it a little bit quicker. Now we can work on our gravy. Okay, so the gravy, I just mix it in the bag here, and so it says it needs a half cup of cold water. So I have already pre-measured out a half cup of cold water. I do use these little portion packs. I find these to be easy. I normally pack the gravy in the portion pack so I can just pour the water down on top of it. But we're going to mix this in the gravy, in the Ziploc bag for the gravy. Ease it in here real fast. We're just going to mix it right in here. It smells like our veggies are almost there, so let's check these. Okay, yep, we got a good boil now. So I'm going to take these off, and I'm actually going to transfer them into my little small pan here, and we're going to let those steam for a few minutes. Alright, now that we've got everything hydrated, I'm just going to kind of transfer them over to here. Trying to keep it, I poured off some of the excess water, but I'm trying to keep as much of the juice and good stuff in here as I can. Just going to scrape this out. Leave the rest of that in there, it won't hurt. Now I'm just going to take my koozie, my insulation, I'm just going to cover that up and let that, just move that over to the side here and let it continue to sort of sit and steam. And meanwhile, I need to mix my potatoes, and I'm just going to mix those right in here. So I'm going to come back in with another, let's see how much is on here, about another cup of water. So I'm going to heat a little over a cup and then just sort of ease my way into mixing these. Give him a few minutes here and then we'll be off to the races. Alright, we're almost to a simmer here, so I'm going to pull this off and start making our potatoes. Kill the gas and get that out of the way here. Check our packed potatoes. Come in over the top. Get all the potato dust in there. Just mix in. Alright. That's about spot on right there. Just make sure I get all the stuff thoroughly mixed. Alright, so now we've got our potatoes. Now I'm going to come in with the protein and veggies right across the top of it, and going to stir it all up again. So I have a nice little, sort of almost like a goulash at this point. This is my pie filling. And then I'm going to come in, I'm not going to use all this gravy because quite honestly it's just kind of overkill, but I'm going to put some in there just for some flavoring. And I'm going to salt and pepper to taste here. Just a hair, really like pepper. And I'm going to mix it all up again. Alright, should be squared away. It's a nice cold weather meal for me. Okay everyone, next up we have the Fiesta Bowl, and got everything pretty much inside this one Ziploc except for our protein. So we're going to dive into it real fast, and you're going to notice there's a handful of things going on in here. This bouillon. I have one little bag up here that are our crushed corn chips and our baby bell cheese that we're going to bring in later. And then I've got all of our spices, and we'll go through this. It's garlic powder, onion powder, and chili powder. I just combined it all in there. Garlic powder and onion powder, there's a half teaspoon each, and the chili powder, there's a full teaspoon. Just kind of that's sort of the level that I like. You can make it hotter if you want to. You can add a little more of that of the others. And then inside here we've got minute rice, we have black beans, and we also have sun-dried tomatoes. So first off, we're going to get that into our cook pot here. And I'm going to go ahead and get my bouillon in there as well. Put that in there. I'm going to go fill this with water and get it boiling. Okay, once I see how much water I'm going to have when it starts to heat up here, make sure I have enough. I don't have too. Once I know I don't have too much water in here, I'm going to go ahead and come back in with my spices and kind of let that sit and simmer. But I just want to be sure I don't have too much water in there before I start pouring this in. Alright, let's see how we're looking now. Alright, I think we're gonna probably be good here with our spices, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss those in. Shake it all out in there, give a little something to taste. Just in time for it to start boiling. Let's get this all stirred up. And we'll bring it up to a temp. We'll move it off and put it inside our little cozy. Alright, so now that we're up to a boil here, let's pull this off. Get this covered back up with my lid. Put it inside my pot cozy. We're going to let this sit up and cook for about 10 minutes now, and then come back and check. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and open our baby bell here. Now we're talking. So once I get this pulled back out, I'm going to pop in here just a minute. Probably about 5 minutes in now at this point. I'm going to pop in and drop this into our mix. Let it melt while we're there. And I'm going to come in back on the top of it with our chips and our protein. Oh, this is already starting to look good. Stretch this out a little bit. Drop it down in here. Chips. And I'm going to come in now with my protein. This is just the Star-Kissed Premium Tuna. Excuse me, Star-Kissed Premium White Chicken, not tuna. Make sure I got it all. I do. So I'm going to take and stir all this back up again. Cover it back up. Let it cook for another 5 minutes or so. That'll get us all up to our 10-minute mark. And all right, let's see what we're working with. Let's ease it out of the koozie. Ooh, it's warm. Get it all stirred up here. One thing you can add to here that I did fail to mention. The little individual packets of sour cream. I'm not a sour cream person. Some people make this. They also make it with like an onion diced up or a bell pepper diced up. Those things give me heartburn. So I stuck with really just the basics. But you could even come in here with guac if you wanted to. Bon appetit. Hope you enjoy. Okay, guys. Hopefully one of those sounded good to your palate there, and you can give it a try next time you're on the trail. If you're out there right now, just remember: left foot, right foot, repeat. We'll see you soon.